Hey, it's no secret that I love Gimkit, and now I've got one more reason. They've got an Among Us themed version called Trust No One. Well, this video I'm going to jump in and show you super quick on how to use this mode for Gimkit. It's really easy, the kids love it, and it's just plain awesome. But hey, if you are a seasoned vet to Gimkit and you just want to jump to a 60-second version of this video, that'll be linked right up there. And also, if you have no idea what Gimkit is and want to see how you can teach remotely with Gimkit, use this to engage your students, whether they're with you or not. This thing is awesome. And then just gamify your instruction, your review, all sorts of stuff. I'll put a full tutorial that I've done up there on Gimkit. I have a whole playlist on Gimkit. I love it and I use it all the time. All right, this is super easy. So what you're gonna do is go to Gimkit Live, log into your account, and you'll see them in the live version, which they have ink for writing, which I'm looking forward to getting in and doing a review of that pretty soon. But I have all these kits that I've already created that have review questions in them. Now this is the one I've been playing with my students this week. And I'm gonna go ahead and click play live. Okay, now when you do, it opens up another window where you just set up what kind of game you want. I'm gonna give you a quick tip on this one. Number one is make sure you assign a homework or get kids into this kit before you play. Otherwise they kind of suck. Yeah, and so if they suck, they can't earn points and the game just takes forever, and you don't really want that. You have this game mode at the top, Trust No One, but they have some other updates I want to talk about in a video of all the new updates to Gimkit. That'll be linked right up there. Be sure to check that out. They are just packing this with awesomeness. Love these guys. So anyway, I've got 35 questions. Another quick tip, make sure you got plenty of questions to choose from, just because the games do take a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Trust No One, and because I'm split, I don't have a lot of kids with me, I leave this alone. If you get above 10, then you might want to add a third imposter, but the games do take a while, so keeping the imposters low so that all the kids get a chance maybe to play a second round or to be a crewmate or an imposter, I think is better. Okay, I leave everything as is, but you can change the numbers. You can increase or decrease the reliability as you play the game so the kids carry out these investigations. I'll get into that in just a second. You can set up classes where you can just have the kids put in names themselves. I like using classes because then the kids know who they're talking to, and it just prevents any goofiness from going on. So I basically leave all this stuff the same, but you can see the choices you have to make just like in any of the other Gimkit style games. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. Now when that happens, it's going to generate a code for you to display to your students. Now you as the host are going to actually have to manage a couple of screens, and I play with the kids, so that means maybe 3 different screens. So my code is 74039. I'm just going to go ahead to another window and type that in. When I hit join, it's going to ask me for my name, so I'm just going to put in bald guy. And now back on your normal screen, you'll see as the kids are actually coming in to the game. Now you need a minimum of 4 players to play, so once you've got 4 players or all your students in there, go ahead and hit start game. Now if you do give the kids the freedom of creating their own names and there's something you don't like, when you hover over it, you can kick somebody out and make them come back in using some appropriateness. Now this remote communication is pretty cool. If you have a Zoom installed or your school uses Zoom, you can actually bring that right up in game. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a Google Meet because that's where I'm at. We're a Google school. We use Google Meets for simplicity. So you may have to go back and forth between that. That's up to you. Now when you start the game, if you are displaying or sharing your screen with students, just make sure you don't share the screen of you playing. So this is me right here, ready for liftoff, and what it's going to do is it's going to give the kids some instructions, right? They're either going to be a crewmate, they're going to be imposter, and it will reveal that role right after the instructions, which they call the liftoff. Now I do show the kids the instructions the first time we play the game, and then after that it's pretty old. But if you ask them, hey, have you played this before, and everybody's good, just skip through. The instructions are basically the same. So there's some different power-ups that go on down here that are in the normal games like Jingle Bell, Snowstorm, Icer. Those don't actually apply here. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the game, and I'll show you what it looks like if I'm an imposter or if I am a crewmate. So this is the screen that I would be showing to my students. You can skip the instructions if you want. And so it's going to give me from my account, the captain, all this great stuff, 2 imposters. So it's 2 and 2. This would be a challenge, right? With only 4 students. But it's going to go through. You can skip these. It just gives them their basic jobs, and it's pretty straightforward. They run investigations or they sabotage. So here we go. I'm going to skip those. Now, it says the game has started. This is what every student is going to see, and yourself. When you click this, it's going to show you whether you're an imposter or not. Okay, so as an imposter, let me show you. I get 10 points just because I'm an imposter. So if I click this little guy up here, I can go to mission control. Mission control is going to give me all the stuff I can do as an imposter, but I got to get questions right to earn money. So first, I can remove the number of investigations that we as a crew have. I can carry out fake investigations, so it makes it look like I'm not the imposter. I can make another person never appear on the clear list. Now, the really weird thing you got to be careful of here is that if you do this, they get a notification. So you may have to be prepared to lie, and depending on what age group you have, your kids are not ready to know that their teacher is lying to them. So if I run this, I'll be like, hey, I got that too. And then that messes with them a little bit. The other thing is it kind of gives this away that it's whoever carried this out, it had to have enough smarts and enough points to actually do it. So if the kids know who the brainiac is, you gotta be careful using this, and it also could out you as well. But the disguise, so you earn 15 points, you can buy a disguise. Somebody investigates you, you're gonna appear as a crewmate. So this is what you have available to you if you are an imposter. So what happens if I run a fake investigation? I'm gonna run it on, so it tells me who my available people are. It also tells me the other imposter. Now, I noticed this with students, is they will accuse kids the first time they are the imposter, they see who the other imposter is, and that it doesn't click sometimes. So make sure that they know, hey, don't out your teammate. So if Clyde is an imposter, I may want to run a fake investigation on him to maybe give it away or not give it away, cover my tracks. But make sure they know that they can see who the other imposter is so that they don't out that person. I'll run that. So it just tells me, hey, fake investigation run on Clyde. If I go back to the main screen, it actually shows me the game has started. I'm going to get the other players in. Okay, so everybody's in. I'm going to play now as a crewmate. So I have to earn some points. So I'm going to go ahead and zip through and earn some points real fast. Okay, ripped off 15 points there really quick. Glad I didn't get any wrong. This is my curriculum, so that'd be embarrassing. Now, every time you see what I'm doing, I'm hitting control, continue, or I can go to mission control. Now up here, you can take notes, but be careful. One of the things you can do is peek at another student's notes. I never take notes, but some of the students might. You also have these same 2 options, questions and mission control, that you get after every question. If you click the wrong thing, I want to go back. Now I'm going to go to mission control. As a crewmate, here's what I can do. First, it tells me how many investigations left. There's 39. There are 2 imposters left and 2 meetings left. If I carry out a public investigation, it's going to put out the results there for everybody to see on that clear list. Remember, as an imposter, I can block somebody from appearing on that list. But if I carry out a private investigation, it only tells me. So that's usually what students will do first. They can peek at another person's notes, or they can call a meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a private investigation on bald guy. So it'll come up inconclusive unless I have that setting where I can disguise myself. So, okay, close. Not sure. So they get either conclusive or they get cleared. And then when it's time to call a meeting, they just call a meeting and then everybody votes. I'll show you that real quick. Okay, so as the teacher, you get a chance to call a meeting. Now, I can do that right down here, or I can just end the game because I'm an imposter and win. No. But I'm going to go ahead and call a meeting. So it gives you this like, hey, discussion time. Everybody's going to talk. I usually pop over to my Google Meet. Everybody unmutes. You'll notice that kids will put things in the chat of your Google Meet, and they got to be careful because sometimes they forget all the other kids. And you can see that. They'll give things away. But to get them out there, they'll go through the discussion. You can click start voting, and then everybody votes. So now back on your screen, I'm going to go ahead and vote out Bonnie. And it says Bonnie was voted off. It's going to tell us whether or not Bonnie was not an imposter. So now we got to go back to the game. We got to figure out who the imposter was. 2 imposters remain, 1. So basically at this point, if the imposters get to a point where they outweigh, they're going to win because they can just constantly vote off the other person. And they will never have a majority, right? So that's how the game is played. Really simple, but amazing thing if you pay for Gimkit, which is go to the report. So now at the end of the game, after the kids have had their fun and they've gotten to go back and forth, you can actually look at the percentage of questions that kids got right, that they got wrong, and you can actually look at each individual student. So I'm going to go down here to Bonnie. That's who I was playing as the beginning. Bonnie got 15 questions right. Woohoo! And it'll actually tell me which questions, if she got any wrong, which questions she got wrong, and percentages. Awesome way to have a quick formative assessment when you're all done having fun with the students. And that's pretty much it where it comes to Gimkit. So just go and jump in there, have some fun with your kids. Lie to them, yes. Be a role model. But the kids will have a blast with this. It's just a way to break down that barrier, to bring some engagement back to your class, to review some topics, and have a blast. So I hope that helps you kick some class with Gimkit. Trust no one. We'll see you next time.